our Anchoring Light Meditations, which, by the way, is going into its 12th year, every Monday without fail. 12 years, going 12 years, and on our YouTube channel. And we're going to be moving more online, as the Ascended Masters told me 4 years ago. I'm just catching up. Use the tools of Aquarius. And so we're going to anchor in special blessings to Francis, who's here, who's in healing mode. We're happy to see you, Francis. Happy to see you. Okay, so we have gathering. Hi, Judy. We have gathering, and we're going to pass it around this way. Just take a dab of that when we do. I'm going to start that now. And everybody, let's see here, Carrie, we have two of these. Okay, and so we say this. And then we do the We Remember. We say the invocation chant 3 times. We do Dr. Emoto's Healing Gulf Prayer. Must always pray for the water. And then we do the prayer of the 7 galactic directions. Then we'll have the pyramid go around. Then we'll see what happens, okay? There's no anchoring light that's exactly the same because it depends on who shows up. And everybody contributes to that energetic. Okay, so I'm going to pass this around. I'm going to go to the right because it's not here. So just take a little bit of this, and you could put it just here. And just put it all, okay. There we go. All right, so let's start with the pillar of light protection. I call on the I Am presence of God to surround me with a tube of dazzling white-like substance, like sun-glistening snow, pouring down around me as a circular wall of light. This light essence is constantly pouring like Niagara Falls. I also call on beloved Lord Gautama to surround my protective pillar of light with your circle of blue flame for any added protection which may be required. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Invoking the law of forgiveness. Beloved presence of God, I am in me. I am the ascended master's law of forgiveness and transmuting flame of all the mistakes I have ever made and those of all mankind, as well as those of the elemental kingdom. Transmute this misqualified energy into the light of God that never fails. Illumine our minds and feelings, and see that neither I nor any of the rest of life ever make the same mistakes again. Transmuting violet flame invocation. Magic I am presence, blaze through and around me the transmuting violet flame, thy sacred fire. Purify and transmute now all impure desires, hard feelings, wrong concepts, imperfect etheric records, causes, cores, effects, and memories, known or hidden. Keep this flame sustained and all powerfully active. Replace all by pure substance, power of accomplishment, and the divine plan fulfilled. After violet flame invocation. Beloved Lord Gautama, Archangel Michael, and Ascended Master Jesus, charge into this violet flame your purifying, dissolving power of divine love in its most powerful dynamic activity. Let the powers of light descend into earth and take full command. In the name of the cosmic I Am presence of the light, we say, you have no power, your end has come. In the name of the cosmic I Am presence for all humanity, we now consciously give the authority for the earth to the ascended masters and cosmic beings to bring into manifestation the divine plan fulfilled. Ascension decree. My magic I Am presence. You direct my activity, world, and affairs, and take full command of me. Guide, protect, illumine me every step of the way, and see that I render the greatest possible. See in your wisdom that I make the ascension at the close of this embodiment. I am the ascension manifesting. I thank you, beloved I am. We remember. We remember we are spiritual beings of light, one with the source of all creation. We remember all is one. We remember we are creators and part of a divine creative plan. We remember we are here in physical expression as guardians and stewards to earth, and we work in collaboration with other spiritual beings of light from various streams of consciousness. We work together, bonded by love, to liberate Earth Mother, to take her place as a world of peace. We walk the path of love and light. Luminous ones of the seven seas, we call you now, we call you now to heal the waters of terror. Luminous ones of the seven seas, we call you now, we call you now to heal the waters of terror. Luminous ones of the seven seas, we call you now, we call you now to heal the waters of terror. I send the energy of love and gratitude to the water and all the living creatures in the Gulf of Mexico and its surroundings, to the whales, dolphins, pelicans, shellfish, plankton, coral, algae, and all living creatures. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Prayer of the Seven Galactic Directions. From the East House of Light, may wisdom dawn in us, so we may see all things in clarity. From the North House of Night, may wisdom ripen in us, so we may know all from within. From the West House of Transformation, may wisdom be transformed into right action, so we may do what must be done. From the South House of the Eternal Sun, may right action reap the harvest, so we may enjoy the fruits of planetary being. From above House of Heaven, where star people and ancestors gather, may their blessings come to us now. From below House of Earth, may the heartbeat of her crystal core bless us with harmonies to end all war. From the center galactic source, which is everywhere at once, may everything be known as the light of mutual love. Hoyam, Humnam Ku, Eva Maya, Ima Ho. Ashley, want to take a little bit of the... It's okay. 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 Yeah. And that one too. The lights over here. Let's turn that. Wow, that light is working now. Amazing. Okay. Okay. Just take it on the side. And we become very aware of our sacred breath. And already the body falls into its perfect rhythm, the perfect balance between the in-breath and the out-breath. There is a divine and sacred settling as peace begins to anchor within the hearts and minds. The energy that pours in here in this eternal now brings with it divine codes of illumination and perfect balance. And so we use the sacred breath in the remembering that it is the divine that breathes through us. That it is the breath of Brahma, the source of all creations, of which we are a part, of that unified field of unconditional love. Easily and with grace and ease, the very consciousness of our physical bodies, mental and emotional, strive to entrain into the higher self. We very easily and readily, there is no separation, but a convergence of this higher perspective, this higher light, this higher octave. As we settle more deeply into this perfect balance, perfect peace, and divine illumination. You see very, very clearly in your spiritual eye a divine and sacred emanation that is coming from the middle of this circle of light. And as we can perceive this, we can see that this is the apex of a pyramidal form that's beneath our feet. And what rises in the middle of this circle is the apex of this larger pyramidal shape, deepened and deeply anchored within the sacred earth. This pyramidal structure is held by the angelics of the four corners, the north, the south, the east, and the west. It is a stabilizing force, seeking, with the integration and assistance of the children of earth, of the family of light, to stabilize the sacred earth herself and the life within and upon her. So we breathe with intention, fully engaged and conscious that each and every holy, sacred in-breath and out-breath is a stabilizing breath, a stabilizing breath, for the sacred earth, for all her life, and for ourselves. We simply breathe. And as we do, we can sense and feel a formidable foundation being anchored, held in divine equilibrium of the four corners of the sacred earth. And the holy sacred gatekeepers of these four corners, the mighty archangels and angelics, the ultra-terrestrials, sentient beings of radiant light, drawing in from all the corners of the cosmic waters, establishing a deep, formidable peace. And so we continue to breathe with ease and grace. We see that there is a drawing in of the four corners, bringing forth a brilliant pillar of light. And above this apex of the pyramidal structure beneath our feet is a calling of a pyramidal structure that comes from above. We hold our positions as we allow this sacred geometry to form, as we allow these divine and sacred codes coming in through golden light of the divine Maitreya and Christ, seeking to anchor deep within the earth and all of her life. We come as holy sentinels, holding our position, holding sacred space. And as we do, we sense and feel the expanded family of light moving in a great divine communion of intention and purpose for the earth and all of her life. And we allow ourselves to be embraced in these deep cosmic waters of life. These deep cosmic waters of light. These deep cosmic waters of love. And if you could see the joining of these two pyramidal structures, where the top one comes in complete equilibrium of the pyramidal structure beneath our feet, where we see the glowing apex of golden light. We hold our positions. Hold our positions. Hold our positions. Hold our positions. And as we can see through our spiritual eye, the formation of this golden light, holding the divine codes of the Maitreya and Christ, as we allow ourselves to surrender into the cosmic waters of life and light and unconditional love. We now ringing the codes for our own integration, communion, and our commitment in partnership in higher service. Our intention is to look upon the apex, this golden light emanating, now holding both heaven and earth, holding the sacred waters of the cosmos, of the divine Maitreya and the Christ. In our positions, we hold this intention, even as our family of light continue to gather and anchor this sacred template. We hold our unshakable peace and our perfect balance, allowing the emanation of this golden light to bring forth the deepest healing and balance for the planet and all of her life. And as you would see the radiance of those icons and pictures of the holy ones, holding the consciousness of the Christ and Maitreya, codes of the divine, we see ourselves in a halo of illumined golden light. We come together as the family of light. We hold the divine sacred codes, the remembering the cosmic waters of life, of light, and love. And as we hold our positions, as we hold our positions, as we breathe with intention the sacred breath, as we hold the divine emanation of the golden Christ Maitreya energetic codes very clearly in holy sacredness, we see a pillar of white light infusing into the gold. Clearly we can see that this is the divine Shekinah, the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit, the presence of God. We hold the platform of the four corners of the earth. Allow this sacred energy to infuse. And if we could see this from the perspective of other perspectives from space and the cosmos, it would be like a supernova holding the golden light, the light of the holy ones, the saints, those who come from higher service of the divine, bringing in the template of the divine plan. And now with this perfect peace, this perfect balance, we gaze once again that epic apex of the pyramid below our feet. And even in the source of light that moves in all directions, we can still discern this epicenter. We are ready to move into its core. We breathe with intention as this template is held by our family of light, as we walk in with our own golden radiance. We are ready, and so we move. We move within the core of this golden apex of light. And within this apex of light, the union of heaven and earth, perfect balance, perfect peace, we now do our work. Breathe with intention. See clearly in your spiritual eye as we take the positions of the sacred Elohim, as we take the positions of the divine co-creators. See clearly in your spiritual eye the sacred earth in the middle, in the center, within the sacred apex. See very clearly in your spiritual eye that within this apex, that you see all life, all expressions, all contained within this apex of light. You are one of the concentric circles of light that are holding this sacred and holy space. And as you hold this sacred and holy space, the divine presence of the Leah Shekinah, the pillar of light, begins to intend and focus upon the sacred earth. And all that we know to do is hold our positions, breathe with intention, and hold the space. 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 The Leah Shekinah, the pillar of light, infuses into the sacred earth within this apex of golden light, working from the highest celestial realms of light, unaltered, uninterrupted. Hold the space. Hold the space. And see now that as the pillar of light, the divine presence, anchored within the golden light, in this apex of golden light, holding the higher codes of the Maitreya and the Christ. See clearly in your spiritual eye as divine co-creators to move upon the elements of the earth and upon her kingdoms. Very clearly in your spiritual eye, in your sensing and knowing, hold this sacred energy into all of her kingdoms, the mineral, the plant, the animal and human, into all of her elements, holding it clearly, breathing with intention, totally engaged. We bring balance, stability, and peace to the earth and all of her kingdoms, allowing for the pillar of light, the Leah Shekinah, the divine spirit and presence, to move in and anchor deeply. see these sacred codes holding knowledge and wisdom and the remembrance, anchoring upon the kingdoms of the earth and all of her life. See it deeply coded within our own physical, mental, and emotional bodies. See this divine connection interweaved into the oneness of all life, of all creation. We thank you for this divine illumination, which has touched each and every one who has heard these words, who have sensed this energy, who has anchored this template. We intend now, as we stay within this apex of light, holding the Leawa Shekinah, with the radiance of the Maitreya Christ light, to be integrated within our physical, mental, and emotional bodies for our own individual balance and anchored peace. We acknowledge the family of light, their radiance and loving support, to hold the platform of unconditional love. And now the thought of the return does come, and as it does, we back out of the apex of golden light, moving away from the pillar of light. We hold our positions with the four corners of the angelics, the masters of light, the holy ones that anchor this platform of balance upon the earth. We stay these few moments in this perfect balance, this anchored peace. We now intend to come back, and as such, we begin to draw in our own electromagnetic field as the family of light begins to draw in theirs, as we can see the pyramidal structures beginning to fade and source back to its origins. We know that these codes that have been held for the sacred earth and all her life have touched us individually and collectively. We are responsible and move forward in life and light and love. On the count of 3, we will intend to be back, awake, alert, and grounded. 1, 2, take a deep breath in, and 3, We are back, awake, alert, and we are grounded.